Hello and welcome. I'm Lance Davis. I am the Artistic Director of the Parsons Nose Theater here in Pasadena, and I am delighted to be your host for the 21st Annual Pasadena Community Foundation Local Heroes Celebration. Each year, the Pasadena Community Foundation is proud to honor all of its grantees, the everyday heroes whose work is so vital to the health and welfare of the Pasadena community. Through September of this year, PCF awarded 234 grants for a total of $2 million to 120 local organizations. We've got a fun Heroes Happy Hour planned for you here. Actually, it's going to be less than an hour. We have some special gift certificates for local restaurants here. We have some special guests dropping in, and we also have a special announcement to make before the event. But let's kick it off, the Heroes Happy Hour, broadcast to you live from the Pasadena Community Foundation television studios here on Colorado. Here is our CEO and president of the Pasadena Community Foundation, Jennifer Duval.
Hello and welcome. I have to say I'm not used to being on camera and I miss seeing all of you, but at PCF we've gotten very good at rolling with the punches. So while we have enjoyed OJ and omelets at our annual in-person breakfast, this year we're excited to be presenting our first ever virtual event. I'm thrilled to announce that several hundred people are tuning in to join us. And no matter what the format, our purpose is the same, honoring grantees who represent the amazing organizations that PCF supports. So let's get on with the show. The vision of our founder back in 1953 was that our foundation would support current needs unmet and future needs unforeseen. Certainly no one could have foreseen the challenges that we faced this past year. Indeed, our mission was challenged as never before back on March 11th with the recording of the first official case of the coronavirus in our city. We realized then that the most vulnerable in our community were going to be impacted disproportionately. Our team reached out to 24 civic leaders and nonprofit colleagues to assess immediate needs. Within 1 week, PCF had launched our COVID-19 Response Fund, beginning the critical process of garnering resources to distribute emergency relief funds. Our focus since March has been on 4 main sectors: food insecurity, education, health, and homelessness. This afternoon, we spotlight grantees representing these sectors. To introduce our first spotlight, I'd like to present you Margaret McGrublian, Chair of PCF's Board of Directors.
Thank you, Jennifer. It's so nice to see all of you, or actually virtually to see you. It's a pleasure to be here. As incredible as it sounds, 1 out of every 5 in Los Angeles County does not know where their next meal will come from. That statistic went even higher in the wake of mounting unemployment caused by the healthcare crisis. Many worthy organizations went into overdrive to meet this increased demand and address food insecurity. Meals on Wheels doubled the number of deliveries to homebound seniors. Harvest Village Ministries facilitated monthly meal delivery to 1,000 individuals over the last 7 months. And Foothill Unity provided more than 700,000 meals, with 70% going to new families. Imagine cooking 700,000 meals. For one organization in particular, response meant creating an entirely new service program, the National Day Labor Organizing Network, known locally as the Pasadena Jobs Center. It performed a dramatic pivot when the people they served suddenly found themselves out of work and grappling with how to feed their families. The Pasadena Job Center started a food distribution program from scratch and achieved all the important designation of LA Regional Food Bank Partner. Let's watch.
The role of the Community Job Center here in Pasadena is an important role. It was a political move to help the workers on the corners come into the job center so that they could be in a safe environment, so for them to come and get hired to do day-by-day work.
Well, I remember when there were so many rumors about the pandemic and the nature of the coronavirus. So we decided to come together. The main objective of the meeting was to think of ideas on how to protect their laborers, how to protect their employers, and how to protect the community at large. Because we were asking people who live on a day-to-day basis to go and stay home. So the question is, how are we going to accompany the workers? And we decided that the nature of the center would actually shift. So instead of having men and women here every day in large numbers, we decided to have less workers and then make the process of hiring online. The second thing that we did to accompany those workers that we asked to stay home was to build essentially a food pantry. So every other week, we're taking food to 400 families in need.
PCF has been the most important part of all of this because first, with their grant, we were able to purchase our beautiful fridge, and we were able to purchase the work for having the sink, and we have the shelves in the back, and we were able to set the room, fix the room, paint it, and everything was done with the grant from the PCF.
Transitioning from being a normal worker center into a center where there is food distribution required the assistance of many people, including the Pasadena Community Foundation. Obviously, when we take a look at the need, we understand that it's vastly greater than the resources available. So we asked the Pasadena Foundation to guide us in the process of becoming an affiliate of the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank. We don't know, how the pandemic is going to unfold and how the economic downturn is going to get fixed. But what we know is that we have to make sure that people who are in vulnerable circumstances must be protected, and it's everyone's responsibility to make sure that those who are very vulnerable are protected, because if low-wage workers are not safe, no one is safe. And if we want to build a city where there is justice, where there is equality, then we have to do the right thing and protect those vulnerable. When we improve the standards for people who are living in desperate conditions, we improve the standard for everybody.
Hi, it's Lance again. Before we go back to our program, PCF wanted to make sure that I express a sincere gratitude to the sponsors who generously supported this event. East West Bank, Timo Arjani and the 1127 Foundation, Flow Financial Partners, GGA Architects, Gamble Jones Investment Council, and the Harrington Group. And now back to Margaret.
Thank you, Lance. I'm just loving your outfit. It made my day. In addition to nonprofit support, PCF also calibrated with the City of Pasadena and the Pasadena Chamber of Commerce to create the Pasadena COVID-19 Small Business Relief Fund. The City of Pasadena allocated $500,000, and PCF raised additional funds, which were matched by the city, to provide grants of $10,000 each to storefront retail businesses, so important for our community. PCF's offices are right next to City Hall. So please welcome our wonderful City Council representative for District 3, John Kennedy.
Pasadena is a great city, but the novel coronavirus has caused devastation to our small businesses and our restaurateurs. We love our businesses, we love our restaurants, and we together will get through this pandemic. I would encourage all of you to continue to support small business and our restaurants. They're part of the lifeblood of our community, our city.
Thanks for popping in, Councilmember Kennedy. Now, speaking of local businesses, our raffles tonight support the 3 terrific local restaurants. Everybody who registered before October 26th for this event was automatically entered. If your name is called, you are a winner, and someone from the foundation will be in touch after our event to get the gift certificate to you. If, of course, your name is not called, you, of course, are not a winner, and no one's going to call you. Here goes the first of our 3 drawings. Sonia Amin and Susan Kujawa. Each of you has won a gift certificate. Yes, each of you has won a gift certificate to Perry's Joint, a fantastic sandwich shop up the street from John Muir High School, right up there on Lincoln. Owner Perry Bennett says, "I was born, bred, and programmed to be part of the community." Perry's Joint provides scholarships for Muir graduates, so let's all support Perry's Joint. Order the milkshakes, they're great. Speaking of Muir Mustangs, I am pleased to welcome Eddie Newman.
Hello everyone, my name is Eddie Newman. I'm a longtime educator, a teacher, the former principal of John Muir High School, and I have the privilege of serving on the Pasadena Community Foundation Board. Education is one of the most important keys to success in our community. PCF has a long commitment to education through our grant making. This year was challenging, but we are very proud of the work we did to keep the students connected. To speak more about PCF's work in education is our Senior Program Officer. Let's welcome Kate.
PCF has a long and successful history of working to close the achievement gap that exists in the K-12 sector. But last year, the decision was made to broaden our focus and include higher education. The PCF Scholars Fund was launched to assist local high school students who enroll at Pasadena City College. With an inaugural class of 8, 12 more joined in 2020. The goal is to serve 30 or more students every year with both financial support, academic counseling, and guidance. With assistance from our program partners, PCC Foundation, PCC Pathways, and College Access Plan, our scholars were able to start classes this fall fully prepared with computers, internet access, and guidance to cope with the transition to virtual learning. And now, someone who knows a lot about Pasadena City College, Superintendent Dr. Erica Androgenis.
Thanks, Kate, for giving me an opportunity to say thank you. Thank you to everyone at PUSD, the staff and the faculty, and thank you to everyone at Pasadena City College, staff and faculty, who rose to an amazing challenge in March 2020 in terms of transitioning from face-to-face instruction to online in a very seamless way. I think March 2020 will go down as one of the scariest months, but also one of the most amazing months in my career, because I watched a group of professionals transition to online in just such a smooth way. And I also have to say the students did it too, and they did beautifully. And I know that the spring was a little bit challenging, but things got better in the summer. They're even better now. And I can't wait to see what happens at the end of this. And we wouldn't be able to do it without partnerships like yours. Again, thank you. How's that?
Perfection.
Awesome.
Print it. Call it quits.
I agree. That was great, Erica. I want to give a shout out to all our PCF scholars. Let's meet a few of them.
Hi everyone, my name is Miley Cedillo and this is my second year being a part of the PCF Scholars Program. As a first generation college student, this program has really helped me navigate my way through my college experience in the best way possible.
I'm thankful that the program has given me opportunities to continue my studies in college, and so far they've helped me with getting a computer because I really needed that. And they've also helped me with the vouchers that I could use to buy my books online and stuff and other materials for my classes.
I believe that the main thing that college students need is to have a support system, and that's what this program is truly all about.
We had to transition into online learning because of the pandemic. I didn't know what to expect from it. I have never taken online classes in my life. I took stats last spring, which is not my strongest subject. The PCF Foundation helped me get a tutor, which was very helpful.
Thanks to being a PCF scholar, I have gotten a lot of help. PCF helped me to buy my books, internet, and get extra help with my classes. When I lost my job, they helped me to pay my rent until I found a new job. This program is making a difference in my life. Thank you for being part of my story.
We wish all of those students the very best. Now, it's time for another drawing for another Pasadena Fabulous, Pasadena Eatery. Tension is mounting. Rick Nordine and Wade Taylor. Yep. Each of you has won a gift certificate for dinner at Mahari's Mexican Restaurant, celebrating its 100th anniversary in Pasadena. More than 100 years ago, Jesusita Maharas fled the revolution in Mexico, searching for a new life for her family. Today, her granddaughter, Arlene Maharas DeLang, runs this family-owned business, so congratulations. Next is a short video montage narrated by Mike DeHilster, Program Officer at PCF.
While hospitals are pressed to the limit providing healthcare to COVID patients, nonprofits working in health and human services are a vital safety net for existing vulnerable populations. People with disabilities or suffering from depression, those in recovery, or seniors and at-risk youth in group homes. Human services organizations are essential in mitigating the economic and emotional impact of COVID-19. Villa Esperanza serves 42 adults with developmental disabilities in 7 group homes. Following stay-at-home orders, those previously able to access outside employment, volunteer opportunities, or day programs had to be accommodated 24/7 in residences. That meant a significant increase in expenses for expanded staffing, food, other necessities, including all-important PPE to ensure their clients' needs were met. Hillside's Youth Moving On program houses 18 young adults aging out of foster care and transitioning to independent living. 17 lost their jobs when COVID hit. Hillside's was their only lifeline to groceries, telehealth appointments, caseworker visits, and rent money. When Pasadena Planned Parenthood pivoted to telehealth, demand for services increased by 700% in the first week. The organization was able to provide more than 8,000 telehealth visits during the first 5 months of the pandemic. On behalf of PCF, I am so proud of the healthcare providers and all the compassionate organizations who continue to work so hard to provide relief during this crisis.
How grateful we all are to those who are working on the front lines. But now it's time for our final giveaway. I hope everybody out there will keep our local restaurants in mind during the season. Takeout tastes just as great as eat in. Congratulations. Robbie Knock and Marianne Nolan. You have both won delicious cobblers from the Gourmet Cobbler Factory. Owners Cousin Jean and Cousin Cliff have been serving up delicious cobblers, pies, and soul food for the Pasadena community for more than 20 years. Congratulations to our 6 raffle winners. Order the peach. The peach it's in season, it's fabulous. Now we're going to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart, the arts. Here again is PCF President and CEO Jennifer Duval.
The business closures mandated by the state had significant negative impact on arts and cultural organizations, including theaters, concert venues, cultural festivals, and art education programs. PCF is pleased to announce a $50,000 grant to support the City of Pasadena's Arts and Cultural Relief Grant Program, which is allocating now $550,000 to support local arts organizations. Here to share her perspective about the importance of the arts is published author and poet and the managing editor of Red Hen Press, Kate Gale.
Those of us who live or work in Pasadena look forward to a time when COVID is past, and the question is, what kind of world will we live in then? A world where people can go back to shopping and eating out, but the remaining arts organizations have fallen apart during the pandemic? Or a world where art, literature, stories, music, theater, and dance have been kept alive and bubbling? Art allows us to be our own best selves. Let us dream of such a world. We are the stuff that dreams are made of.
Parsons Nose Theater is delighted to be a part of the Pasadena arts community. To introduce our final grantee segment, here again is PCF Board Chair, Margaret McRublian.
PCF's commitment to affordable housing and combating homelessness is stronger than ever. In speaking to local nonprofit partners who work in this area, it's clear the answer to homelessness begins with a safe and stable living situation. PCF made the decision to focus on supporting projects that would have a measurable impact, that would actually increase the number of affordable housing units available to those living on the streets. Perhaps no one in the city is more informed about the need for affordable housing than Bill Wong, the Director of Housing for the City of Pasadena.
Like the rest of Los Angeles County, Pasadena has a serious problem with homelessness. While Pasadena's homeless population has consistently decreased since 2011, bucking the overall county trend, we still have over 500 of our neighbors experiencing homelessness on any given day and many more on the verge of falling into it. We very much appreciate our collaboration with the Pasadena Community Foundation, a truly committed and strategic partner in our effort to provide affordable housing to all those who need it, particularly our most vulnerable neighbors. Thank you, Pasadena Community Foundation.
Just 2 months ago, in August, PCF announced an initiative to support 2 projects in Pasadena with a commitment of $500,000. Habitat for Humanity's Accessory Dwelling Unit, which was a pilot project, and the Salvation Army's Hope Center. Please enjoy this uplifting video of our spotlighted grantees.
My name is Captain Terry Masango. I'm the leader of the Salvation Army here in Pasadena. When people hear of Pasadena, they think of the Rose Parade, the Rose Bowl, JPL, or Caltech. They think of affluence. But in our community, there are pockets of areas where people struggle, particularly people who work in the service industry. They love to live in Pasadena, they work in Pasadena, but there's very little affordable housing in our area. One just has to drive down Lake or any other prominent streets in Pasadena and see many homeless individuals. So it's incumbent upon organizations like the Salvation Army and many others to try and put a dent into this problem of homelessness. So from 2 years ago, we started working on construction of a 65-unit permanent supportive housing structure. And one of the first foundations that gave us support was Pasadena Community Foundation. Being that they are an organization in our backyard, they understand the problem of homelessness. When 65 formerly homeless individuals are staying in a home with the keys they call their own and with a smile on their faces, Pasadena Community Foundation has contributed to that.
Welcome to the groundbreaking for the first ever accessory dwelling unit, also known as an ADU, in San Gabriel Valley habitat history. This project is unique in that it deviates from the traditional homeownership model Habitat has offered for the last 30 years in our community. We're involved in this project because we believe ADUs are an important part of the solution to fix California's housing crisis. This event marks the start of our pilot ADU project and represents our commitment to utilize innovative housing models. This project is possible thanks to the partnership between San Gabriel Valley Habitat for Humanity, Union Station Homeless Services, the City of Pasadena, and a generous grant from the Pasadena Community Foundation. The grant from Pasadena Community Foundation, along with the partnership of the City of Pasadena Housing Department and Union Station Homeless Services, will not only enable San Gabriel Valley Habitat for Humanity to build permanent, supportive housing for women experiencing homelessness, but will provide valuable insights into the use of ADUs as a part of our affordable homeownership program. This will mean many additional opportunities in the years to come for those ready to experience the permanent generational change that homeownership provides.
Well, it's just about last call for the Heroes Happy Hour. It's really more of a happy half hour, isn't it? But it's been a great pleasure for me to host this groundbreaking and very creative event for the Pasadena Community Foundation. Before we hear an important announcement from Foundation CEO Jennifer Duvall, we have a final special guest. Please welcome Pasadena's Mayor Terry Tornick.
Hello, everyone. I'm honored to be part of this worthy event. I'd like to give an elbow bump to all of the nonprofits who provide such important services to our community. We really couldn't do it without their help. We will get through this together by being mindful, wearing our face coverings, and continuing to look out for our neighbors. We all love Pasadena, and we can all be proud of how we've responded to this crisis. Congratulations to everyone.
I'd like to thank Lance Davis, Artistic Director of Parsons Nose Theater in Pasadena, for the amazing job he did as our MC. Thanks also to our special city leaders who popped in for a visit. I have one final privilege before we go. I'm pleased to announce that Pasadena Community Foundation, over the last month, has awarded an additional $460,000 in grants to local nonprofits. Our responsive grant making for 2020 will total about $2.6 million. $2.6 million represents the power of collective philanthropy, the power of community, and the power of endowment. The spotlights in our Heroes Happy Hour are excellent examples of the many organizations that we supported this year. While we introduced to you only a few today, we are proud of all of them and the amazing work that they are doing for our community. So, here is a toast to all of our heroes, past, present, and future. Thank you all for spending this Heroes Happy Half Hour with us. And I hope to see you again next year in person. Thank you.